to talk to someone about character development and nuance. I'm about 70% of the way through the Poppy War trilogy, the second book in the series, and I'm also reading the duology of All of Us Are Villains and about to start All of Our Demise, and I just really need to talk to someone about character development and nuance. By the way, I'm Natalia. I'm new to book talk and fantasy reading, and excuse the weird hair, I've just been in the shower and there's a total shower force, but I needed to talk to somebody about it, and not so much in a ranty way, but more of a please explain way, and not like, oh please explain, I mean like explain. I don't read fantasy, I don't get the world or the character building, and I just need someone to let me know like how does this all work, because at the moment I'm just like, I'm just frustrated with the character development and nuance of characters. So yeah, okay, let me begin. What I'm really annoyed with at the moment in the Poppy War trilogy is the lack of transition in character development, if I can put it that way. There doesn't really seem to be a lot of nuance in the character building, and what I mean by that, in one book a character will act a certain way and then a couple of things will happen to them, they'll sort of change but then they won't really change, and then by the second book, which I'm about 70% through, they're like a completely different character. And the one that really sticks out to me, and this is one of the reasons I wanted to make this video, is our main character's high school nemesis. So in the first book, she has this school bully, if you like, who she hates and he hates her, and there's like a physical altercation between them, and they seem to really hate each other and can't stand each other. But by the second book, he seems to just transition into another character. So she stays the same, has the same feelings towards him, but he seems to be this completely different person. He's like this violent teenager who hates her, who seems to be fine with beating other schoolmates up, has no remorse for it, seems really cold. And by the second book, he's like this loving person who's like looking after her, caring about her. But for me, it's just so unconvincing. It's like he's a different entire character, and is it just me, or is there like some nuance that I've missed in between those two books? Like in the first book he's so cold, but in the second book he's so loving, and I don't see like any hints to anything that's massively affected him between those two books for me to be convinced that his character's changed. I just feel like it's almost like the author decided that he was going to be two different people. However, in contrast, when I'm reading All of Us Villains, the main like villain character out of all the protagonists in the book is way more nuanced. You can believe that his character changes throughout the novel because he is someone that you follow in the first person throughout the entire book, and he's someone also that no one else in the book actually particularly knows or has met before. So their perceptions of how evil and mean he is based off on what they've heard about him or their perceptions of his family. So it's more convincing when they thaw towards him because they don't really actually know him, and this is their first opportunity in the book's plot, which is an arena where they're all fighting each other. It makes sense in that circumstance for them to actually get to know him, understand him, and realize he's not this character that they thought he was. However, the downside, I think, in this book duology or book series is that they're too on the nose with describing who the characters are, and this is when I want nuance from these authors, because there's this character who's a bit shady, but it's like they need to physically describe how shady he is by describing him as wearing all black and having a lot of black eyeliner, which is mentioned like by every single character every time they encounter this person. And I just feel like that's kind of more TV script writing rather than book writing. You know, in TV it's acceptable, like, you know, if somebody has black eyeliner or black clothing, it's kind of given you visual clues to this person's character and personality, whereas in a book I feel like you could probably just describe it through the feelings that somebody got or a facial expression. But by describing him having edgy clothing, I don't really feel like that is necessary for describing an edgy, dark character. It's just edgy fashion. Edgy fashion doesn't equal an edgy character, in my opinion, anyway. So that kind of frustrated me with that character development. Is that kind of always the way in fantasy? Like, am I just wanting too much from character description and development, that they're more nuanced and I don't really have to have it painted out to me? I don't know, like, tell me, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe his description of the way he looks is vital to the story. And the Poppy trilogy, I feel like her descriptions do actually give you indication of what that person looks like. Like, the description of the way a person looks in the Poppy War is necessary because she is describing people that don't exist in our world. I think the author does a really good job in describing what these characters look like and aiding you, but also leaving enough up to your imagination. You can perceive them as being evil based on what they say or how their facial expressions are. Anyway, this has gone on too long and I need to stop, but I just, like, what do you guys think? Am I missing something with the characters in the Poppy War? There are subtle hints about character development that I've missed. Or did you also feel like characters changed from the first part of the book to the second part of the book, from the first book to the second book, without much explanation? And do you like people over describing what people wear? I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I needed to talk about it. Like, yeah, I'm new to fantasy world. I don't know. Am I asking too much? Yeah? Okay, bye.